Look at this beautiful plant starting to flower out here. Matter of fact, we got some flowers, but they're still coming out here a little bit. But I tell you what, this right here is one of the powerhouses in my garden. I mean, this is such a good plant that I've discovered. Works great for me. It's called the Comfrey plant. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Gardening in Crocs. Today we're going to discuss the Comfrey plant, and we're going to do our first cutting of the Comfrey plant today. We're going to discuss what we're going to use it for, and basically how I use it, what I use it for, and how to get the most out of this plant. It's probably been about 3-4 years I've got my first Comfrey shoots. This guy is a very, very, very wonderful plant for me. I've got it planted all over the garden. As you can see, I got it planted. I used to have it planted alongside the edges of my beds. Since then, I moved beds, but I got it planted alongside these beds. I got it planted all on the outside, the north side and the south side of my garden. Again, on the outsides of the beds. It just works wonders for me. So, why do I like this plant so much? One, it is a grower. It will come up year after year after year. It is a perennial, and it grows pretty quick. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping to do 5 cuttings this year of this guy. So we'll do cuttings of this guy and use it in the garden beds as a layer of mulch. These plants do have deep roots that go way down into the soil, and they bring up all those nutrients from way down in the soil. So that really makes a big difference on the type of mulch I'm putting down in my garden. Essentially, each one of these leaves has all those nutrients that are way down there. So the more nutrients I can put back into my garden, the better off I'm gonna be. It's kind of a sustainable plant, to be honest with you. I'm using less chemicals this way. I'm using less water this way as well, because when I mulch, basically all that water, that moisture just stays down in below the soil. I also can take these leaves and put them in a bucket with some water. Very simple process. Let that bucket of water sit for about a week or so, and then here pretty soon we'll have a nice little organic fertilizer. Use that, dilute it down, water all my plants with it. Again, it's got all the nutrients in it. It'd be great for your plants. Where did I get this from? I got a lot of these cuttings from, I believe, eBay. It is a special version called Bocking 14, Russian Bocking 14. Basically, that means that it is a sterile plant, meaning that it produces those flower pods, but it doesn't produce any seeds that will spread upon your garden. This plant can be pretty invasive if you get one that's spreading seeds everywhere, because it is impossible to get rid of. So when you're planting this plant somewhere, you want to make sure that you do plant it in the spots where you know where it's going to be good for a long while. I started out probably with maybe 10 root cuttings, and the root cuttings were probably about that big. Just put them down in the ground, and poof, a whole big plant just pops up. Not just like that, but it does take a little while for them to grow and mature. You can definitely see on the one side of my garden, those plants are not near as mature as the ones over there. But you can also see I got a ton more than just 10 plants. I probably got about 50-60 plants here at least. Basically, I've been taking the root cuttings out of these, or I'll take them and I'll separate them, and then that's how I propagated all my plants going down the way. I got 2 nice little edges of my garden that define my garden here. I love it because, one, when I mow, I can mow right up next to it. If I damage that plant a little bit, no harm, no foul. We're gonna be okay. I don't have to go out here with a weed eater and be very, very careful with things. Let's go about and let's cut down some of this plant and use it for some mulch. How are we gonna do this? Well, first off, you're gonna need a couple things when we're gonna do this. I highly suggest you get yourself a pair of gloves. And the reason why I highly suggest that is, and of course you see me grabbing this without having any gloves on, but I don't know if you can see all those little hairs off of that. There's hairs all over that leaves. After a while, it will agitate your skin and you'll be itchy and everything else. So just definitely get yourself a pair of gloves. Next thing I do, you could just simply take those and cut them down, but the next thing I do is I get my head shears and I'll cut them off at the base. And you could simply take these big leaves and just lay them all over the garden if you want. For me, it's a little easier if I go in there, I'll put these in the wheelbarrow and I'll just chop, 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 and get into a finer, smaller leaf. This allows me to place it between my onions. This allows me to place it between all my other crops. It really does help out with the placement of it. Plus it breaks down a little bit quicker when you do it that way, which, yeah, that's probably, I don't know, in some people's eyes that may not be a good thing. My eyes, I still will have another cutting of this stuff, so I can still continue to let it break down and add more, let it break down, add more, basically adding compost to my my garden beds throughout the year as needed. At the end of the year though, I will take these and I will let these big leaves like this, I'll just take it and just lay it down over the whole garden. It does take a little while for the bigger leaves to break down. I want it to take a little while for those leaves to break down. So let's get started here. We'll do some cuttings, and then I'll bring you in and show you what it looks like and everything else. Okay guys, as you can see, this is a pretty big comfrey plant. I mean, give you an idea, there's my hand right there. So basically too, you can also see it's starting to shade out these onions. We don't want that. So we are going to cut this guy down. I got several of these alongside of my beds that are kind of shading other crops out. We're going to make sure that these are the first ones that we cut and get spread out for mulch. Do have to watch the water hose here. Make sure we don't get it. But what we're going to do is we're going to come down at the very farthest, lowest part as what we can. And we're going to take it. And we're going to chop it. We're going to pull it, put it in the wheelbarrow. All right, once we got it in the wheelbarrow, we're just going to take it, cut up the stems. We're going to cut up the leaves. Cut it down greatly. Ooh, those onions are gonna like all that light. It helps too, I notice, with my hedge trimmers. I take it and I flip it over. All right, there you guys can see what we got for there. Yes, I do have some bigger pieces in here, but I'm just aiming for having a mulch that's going to be easy to between those onions. This is a little bit of workout too. I got way too much chamomile around this year. Does help to weed as you go. Oh, them farmers. All that rain this year, they are so far behind. They are out hot and heavy. All day yesterday, probably all last night. Me, on the other hand, I've been out here. Love a smaller scale. Love my raised beds. All right, you guys need to see this. We'll bring it back when I get this done. Transformation is beginning. Got all the front stuff cut down. And as you can see, when I do cut it down, we're going all the way down to the base. And yeah, I'm shredding it. But you know what? This plant does not care about that. So let's take a look at these beds here. Got it all in between my onions. Got it between my tomatoes. Still got to finish this one spot up here. I'm kind of just roughing the weeds up before I put it down. But you can see we got a good layer of mulch on this bed. I am putting it a little thick because once these plants grow up, especially like right through here. I got sweet potatoes. So once I got sweet potatoes, once I get them in the ground and up, they'll have a whole canopy of weed barrier there. Like for example, this bed right here, I'll probably just go through and weed because we got a decent canopy of carrots going through here. So there's no real reason for me to put anything down in there. This bed over here, I'll cover as much as I can. It does appear that we have a good solid stand over here, but we'll just go through and weed what we need to weed. I'll show you the before picture of this. This is probably 3-year-old Comfrey, all the way down there. You can see it all the way, it's going all the way down. Tell you what, look at them flowers. Those things are hummingbird magnets. So we'll cut as much as we can today, and we'll see what we need. See how this looks here once we get done. Remember that line of Comfrey that was over here? All the way through here? She's gone. Don't you worry, it'll be back. Be back for round 2, round 3, round 4, hopefully round 5. We got all these beds over here done. I got a lot of flowers in here this year, which will be fine. I like having my flowers in the garden. So we got quite a few beds done here today. We got this bed done. This bed is just about done, but it's looking better. So hey guys, you can see there's been a lot of work I got done today. Got a lot of this mulched up. Still don't have it quite done all the way, but hey, there's always tomorrow, right? Hope so. We're supposed to get a couple inches of rain, but I still can get most of this done. I still have a line of Comfrey over here. Got some behind the propane tank and a couple back here. So we're doing pretty good. Also been trimming up some of my tomato plants as well. If you guys like to see how the garden progresses this year, click that subscribe button. Give me a couple thumbs up, a couple green thumbs up if you guys can. Leave a comment down below. Have you guys tried Comfrey yet in your garden? I highly suggest that you do. If you can get on the internet and find somebody that'll give it to you, that'd be awesome. Get on there and just buy 1 or 2 plants, or 1 or 2 rhizomes, or whatever the roots say that they call it. And then you can spread and multiply that stuff like majorly. So cheers everybody, and God bless.